in this specific series why we stay stuck in different types of dysfunction. Each video in this series builds on the last one. And this is under my playlist on my YouTube channel, which is the different types of dysfunction, why we stay stuck in them. Now we're ready to talk about beliefs. So basically, whether it's a dysfunctional relationship you're stuck in, or maybe a behavioral rut that you're stuck in and you can't get out of, whatever the type of dysfunction that you may have going on in your life at this point, one of the reasons may have to do with some core beliefs that you have. Why are you staying stuck? I don't believe, and you probably don't either, that people stay stuck in dysfunctional situations because they're stupid or something's wrong with them. I don't believe that. I believe so often it's more about people do the best they can with the emotional information that they have at the time. People do the best they can with the amount of true awareness that they are capable of having, that they can look at their life in an honest way. How honestly can somebody really look at their life? Well, not everybody can do that really honestly. It takes sometimes some people to gear up the courage to make some changes to create better lives. So, this is a part of the reason why people stay stuck in dysfunction. But a lot of it can have to do with beliefs that you may have about yourself, beliefs that you may have, and they usually have to do with one of two different things, either beliefs that you may have about how lovable you are, your overall lovability, just inherently as a person. That's one. And the other type of belief system that often has to do with why people stay in dysfunction has to do with beliefs around how helpless you truly believe you are. Okay. So the unlovable core beliefs or the helpless core beliefs. Now, one of the things that I just need to say is when I say that, just at face value, you may be thinking to yourself, do I feel like I'm unlovable? No, you may say. Or do I feel helpless? No, that word doesn't really speak to me. You may think that to yourself. But the thing is about these kinds of core beliefs, sometimes they are so deeply embedded into the fabric of who we are that we have held on to some of these beliefs about ourselves for so many years, a lot of times decades, that it's so much a part of you, you almost don't even realize it. You almost aren't even fully aware that these are actual beliefs that you may have about yourself that maybe another person may not have about themselves. Sometimes it's much easier for us to look at another person and judge another person. Think about a friend or people that you have in your life, and you may be able to see some of their issues very clearly. It's so obvious to you. But sometimes when it comes to your own issues, it can be much more difficult to see. And a big part of that is because some of these beliefs you've been carrying around for so long, you almost start to forget or become fully conscious of or aware of the fact that you even got them in the first place. They are that deeply embedded, some of these core beliefs, okay? Now, in a moment, I'm going to share some details about getting a little bit more in detail about these two different lists of helpless core beliefs and unlovable core beliefs. But first, I really just want to make sure that you kind of have a few examples to go on so that you can really kind of get what I'm saying here. So let's just take the situation of, let's say you are in a miserable work situation. Let's say that that is the type of dysfunction that you are currently dealing with in your life. Most areas of your life, let's say, are pretty good and they're pretty much in order. But work, just going into work in the morning or on the weekend, just Having kind of like that sinking feeling, just dreading, knowing that Monday will come again and that you'll have to go back in there. And, maybe another person in your life would say, you've got to look for a new job, or this career isn't for you. You've got to look for something else. Try doing something different. And maybe there is something that you would really like to do, something you'd rather do. Maybe it requires some sort of certification or a particular degree. But making that change feels like you're stuck in quicksand. You are just stuck in quicksand, and making that change feels too overwhelming, too scary. Well, sometimes people will stay stuck in a type of work dysfunction, miserable at work, because of a root belief related to one of those two categories of core beliefs, helpless beliefs, but specifically under that general category of helpless beliefs, which are keeping them down, holding them down. Under that general category of helplessness is a more specific belief. And for some, that could be the belief that I am incompetent. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you study or prepare, you may have this very old sinking belief that no matter why, and even though it's completely illogical, you may have this belief, I am incompetent. This old belief may be like a voice that you hear in your head that keeps you down, that prevents you from taking on challenges or going to make the changes in your life that you want, in your work life. That specific belief, I am incompetent, which is under a category of general helpless beliefs. Now, another example of a helpless belief, a more specific belief under the helpless belief category that could keep that same person stuck in a dysfunctional work situation, in a miserable work situation, is the belief, I am trapped. The belief, I am trapped. So feeling like in that miserable situation, even though technically, logically, yes, they know that other people who are unhappy do apply for new jobs, do go to get different jobs, do move on in their life. For some reason, they feel like they are sort of prisoner to this belief that they are trapped, that somehow they are different and that they can't make the changes in their work life that maybe another person could. So do you see how some of these old, deeply held beliefs can actually keep a person down, can keep a person stuck in dysfunction? That is just one example of if a person's dysfunctional situation in their life is about work. But another type of dysfunction that a person could be in is, let's say, a really dysfunctional romantic relationship. They've been in it for years. It's not good for them. They want to get out, but they simply can't seem to get out of the relationship. Is it a belief? Is it a really embedded negative belief that they have about themselves that is keeping them stuck in that dysfunction? And if so, is it one of those two categories of negative beliefs? Stuck in a romantic relationship, can't get out of it. Is it because you may feel like there is somehow a part of you that is unlovable, and that's what's keeping you in this unhappy relationship, afraid to make a change and go out and either be on your own or look for a relationship that's better for you? Is it an unlovable core belief, or is it more a helpless core belief that is keeping you stuck in that relationship? Helpless that no matter how hard you may try, it's just not going to work out for you, that you wouldn't make a new competent decision in a new relationship, that you would be incompetent in maybe finding a new partner, that you wouldn't be able to find a new partner, that you might make the wrong decision? Is it the belief that I am ineffective? Even if I put myself out there in the dating world and try to do it, I won't be good at it. You see, that could be those sort of helpless core beliefs that could keep a person stuck in a dysfunctional relationship. Or if it's unlovable for you, could it be specific beliefs that are holding you down in a bad relationship. Specific beliefs like these: I am bound to be rejected, or I am unworthy. I am unworthy of a good relationship, or I am undesirable. I am undesirable. Do you see? Those are some examples of some specific beliefs under the general category of unlovable types of core beliefs that can keep a person stuck in a dysfunctional, unhappy relationship. All right. So, yes, as I close, very old, deeply embedded, like the deepest possible way I can make my voice go, which I do not have a very deep voice. The most deeply held beliefs that you could possibly have about yourself, look at those, think about those, reflect on what types of belief might be keeping you in any type of dysfunction that you might find yourself in at this point in your life. And finally, one of the things that I just want to mention before I end is to go a little deeper into this concept of core beliefs, for you to look more closely at whether core beliefs are actually holding you back, that are keeping you stuck in dysfunction in this way. You can actually check out several videos that I did on different types of negative core beliefs, breaking down the specific type of core belief, what it looks like, and how it plays out in a person's mind and also in a person's life. Where do you find those negative core belief videos that I did? They're here on my YouTube channel, specifically under the playlist, Specific Problems and What to Do About It. All right. I'm Dr. Seth, psychologist.